will definitely be asked, and how to answer them. And if you have time, inshallah, we will have a Q&A session. All right. So like I said earlier, job searching is not easy. It is very important that we know what we're doing, where we want to work at, how we're going to achieve working in the company that we want to work at. So job searching is not just, okay, I'm going to create one resume that fits all, and I'm going to just put it on JobStreet or Hiredly or all these job portals, or in fact, maybe on LinkedIn, and I'm just going to click easy apply, easy apply, easy apply. No, it doesn't work like that. Okay, this is because every company now have an applicant tracking system where they will match your resume, our resume, to the job vacancy that the company is advertising. So if you use one resume that fits all, most probably your resume will go down in the database of that position. So it is very, very important that we update our resume to fit every job that we want to apply for. All right. And of course, it is extremely important that we research the job market in the preferred space here in Malaysia. So I understand that some of you are working within the technology space or graduate within the tech space. So if you are looking to work within the tech space, do some research on the job market in the preferred space, in the tech space. Try to identify, which investment, which foreign company that's going to come in. I think we all know by now, Tesla is going to open their manufacturing plant in Malaysia this year. And, AWS is also, Amazon is opening their database center as well. So understanding the projects, the upcoming projects, so that we can prepare early, we can apply for these jobs, we can reach out to all the recruiters, the hiring managers, so that is very important. It's also very crucial, very essential that we understand the hiring trend and practices within the preferred industry. For example, I think there are some worry, or I think there are some activity within the tech space where some companies, including Google, they are outsourcing their function to Accenture, to Cognizant, and also contract workers. So if we understand what's happening within the hiring trend, we know where we can apply at. All right. So that is very important. All right. Okay. So before we go any further, I think it's very important that I highlight this slide, because I understand that I think almost everyone here, you guys are not Malaysian. So sometimes we just apply and then we just wonder, hey, why is my resume not being selected? Or why am I not being considered for this position? Unfortunately, there are certain legal aspects that we need to understand, we need to know first. So as a non-Malaysian, this is how you can apply for work. Okay, so number one, if you have degrees, or if you have masters in certain area, it's important that you apply for work in a multimedia super corridor status company. So MSc companies are like tech companies. Almost all tech companies are MSc status. So if you apply for MSc status, you won't be discriminated, because it's easy to apply for your visa. and there's no limitation, there's no minimum salary. However, if you are not applying for MSc status company, and if you're applying for, like, maybe you're applying for a finance position in FMCG line or food F&B line, it's important that your salary, your minimum salary, the minimum salary of the job that you want to apply for is at least 15,000 ringgit. It cannot be lesser than that. Okay. Third, of course, if you're married to a local, then it will be easy for you to apply for a job. And then if this is too difficult, I mean, if you find like, okay, you know, I cannot get work in MSC's company, and you know, it's a bit too competitive, too competitive to apply for work that can offer me salary minimum 15,000 ringgit, then you can always consider offering freelance services. Upwork, Fiverr, you know, this platform are very famous. We use it a lot here in Malaysia. So you can also provide your service. If you are a designer, if you're a developer, you know, you can always create your profile in this platform and try to offer your services. Okay. And of course, you know, when you are not a Malaysian, sometimes you have this worry or this situation where you don't have a local bank, a Malaysian bank account. You know, you can always get payment via Deal. So Deal is a payroll company that where you can use their legal services to apply to provide freelance services. And of course, you can use PayPal. And if you're familiar with Bitcoin, you can also use Bitcoin, you know, for salary stuff. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, right, it is important that we treat job searching as a project. I highly recommend you create a Google spreadsheet and list down the companies that you want to work at. You know, if you want to work in Tesla, you want to work in Google, Amazon, or Food Panda, AirAsia, or maybe not tech companies, like let's say you want to work in hotel line, or you just put in all the hotel lines, or F&B, FMCG, Nestle, Coca-Cola. Just list down the companies and try to understand what's happening in that company. Go online, read some insights. It's extremely important that you understand, you know, the upcoming news. Because if there is a project, right? If there is a project, let's say you want to work in banking, you are either in finance, you're an experienced finance person, or you are a tech person within finance industry. You want to work in banking. So for you to penetrate this market, you need to understand what's happening. So in Malaysia currently, the Federal Bank is preparing for us to move into e-currency. So as we know what's going to happen this year, next year, we can prepare ourselves with the needed skills. So once we know what's happening, we can prepare ourselves with the needed skills, and we can reach out to the person in charge. Okay, so if you prepare a list like this, right, you can always put next to the hiring trend over here, you can put in the hiring manager name or HR recruiter in charge name that you can find on LinkedIn. You know, you can put their contact list, profile, LinkedIn profile, so that you know when you want to reach out to them, you can use all these items as talking points. I will share with you later an example on how we can reach out to recruiters and hiring managers on LinkedIn. It is also very, very important that when we want to apply for work, right? We cannot just send for one position. Let's say we want to work in Tesla, right? We cannot just send one job application within the careers page, within the online website. We cannot do that. We need to also reach out to the recruiter. If you know the hiring manager or any manager within the space that you want to work at. Let's say you are a cloud engineer and for some reason you know the head of cloud engineering in Tesla, you saw the profile, you can also reach out to that person. Don't be scared to reach out to the CEO, the general manager. Just feel free to reach out. At the end of the day, there's no harm, and the worst case is just that no, you won't get any response. That's all. But the most important thing, you reach out to everyone so that you can increase your visibility. Okay, so that is very, very important. Okay. And as you can see here, I put Amazon. Okay, so Amazon currently they are setting up their database center in Cyberjaya, right? And their operations is in KL Eco City. So, however, their hiring is not done in Malaysia. They have a regional hiring team in Singapore. How do I know this? I know this just by going online, going on LinkedIn, and just trying to search. Amazon Malaysia recruiter, and then I didn't find any, and then after few research I realized that hey, the hiring is not done over here, it's in fact done in Singapore. So this is why it's extremely important for us whenever we want to work, we want to apply for jobs, that we create this as a project, and also keep track, have an Excel tracker or Google tracker, so that in the future, if we need to be in touch again or follow up, we know who to speak to. Okay. All right. Creating an effective digital presence. So when we create, when we want to apply for work, right? We need to have, of course, we need to have a LinkedIn account. LinkedIn account now is extremely important. Besides LinkedIn account, we also need to put our resume on all the job portals. Some of them, they are Mau Kerja, Indeed, Glassdoor, JobStreet. Put in your CV in there, and this will also increase your chances of being hired. And when we create our LinkedIn profile, it's extremely important that we optimize our LinkedIn profile and we use the right keyword. Because when recruiters like myself, when I want to find a person for a job that I am recruiting, I will key in some Boolean search. And then this Boolean search will bring me to the profiles for the role that I want to hire. Okay, and it's extremely important that we highlight our achievements, our skills and projects, not our day-to-day responsibilities. Day-to-day responsibilities, they don't belong on LinkedIn, nor does it belong on our resume. Because by putting in our day-to-day responsibilities, we are telling people, hey, this is what I do. Okay. But by putting in our achievements, our skills and projects, this show people what we have done and how good we are at our job in the past. So that is extremely important. Okay, I see some message here, so let me open it. Can you guys hear me?
Loud and clear, loud and clear.
All right, okay, good. Okay, so there's one question here. Do we need diploma or any kind of university degree? Okay, so it depends on the job that you want to work in. If it's tech, unfortunately now, to be honest, it's not a must. Nobody look at a diploma or degree anymore. As long as you have shown your work experience. However, there are still companies out there who prioritize, or I wouldn't say prioritize, but look at diploma or degree as a bare minimum. However, if you go to startup companies, startups normally they don't look at certificates, but they want to look at your successful projects in the past. The same with age. Age within the tech space is not so important. However, there is still this mindset in more conservative industries like FMCG, where age is extremely important. With that being said, everyone knows hiring is very difficult now, even within the financial space. We see a lot more retiree people coming in to work again, those above 50 years old to come back and work. Why? Because it's hard to find the younger generations who want to work. Unfortunately, in Malaysia, Malaysians prefer to work as contractors, freelancers, where they can control their working environment, where they can engage contracts and projects instead of that 9-to-5 job environment. And with jobs such as content creator, influencer, this kind of role, unfortunately, it's tougher for companies like us to find employees. Because of that, the retired experienced worker are coming back to offer their work. Okay. Okay, so recommendation on PhD candidates who want to work in Malaysia after graduation. Again, it depends on the industry. It's extremely, like I said, it's extremely important for us to treat it as a project. Again, I need to know more. What line are you in? Are you in education? Are you in tech? Are you in science? So it depends. It depends on the area that you want to work at, and also it depends on the demand. My recommendation is, number one, of course, treat it like a project. Write down all of the companies that you want to work at and find out who is in charge of the hiring over there, which is the HR people, HR people, and also the head of departments. Reach out to them. Okay. As a refugee, what are the chances of finding a job? To be honest, if you are a UN card holder, it's hard for you to find work in Malaysia. The opportunities that you have is only in informal sector. That would informal, and I would say more like a labor work. However, do not look at this as a limitation. Like I said earlier, if you have any skills, and if these are skills such as tech skills, or if you're good at creative design, put up your service on Upwork, on Fiverr, and you can use this medium to increase your chances of engaging work, engaging projects, and as you go on, build this, keep your profiles, keep your portfolios, your projects, and you can show this to the companies that you want to apply in.
Nurul,
Okay.
you don't
Yep.
have to answer all
All
legal
right. Okay.
questions. Yeah, because
Okay.
the thing is, we cannot control any legal or law. What we can do here is to give hints so that anyone met the legal things, at least he can take benefit of this. Otherwise, yeah,
Yeah,
I
sure.
think you can just move on. Then we can have discussion at the end.
Okay, great. Okay, in
So you
that
finish
case,
your
I will.
content.
All right, awesome. In the case, we will open a Q&A session at the end. Later. Now, this is a LinkedIn profile that I pull from LinkedIn. I want to ask you guys a question, right? Do you think this is a good LinkedIn profile? And do you think this profile will stand out to recruiters or hiring managers? What do you guys think? Hello? You can just answer me.
I think they are shy. I will ask them yes or no, but
Okay.
I can say it is a yes.
It's a no.
Is it?
Very good. It's a no. Okay,
Okay.
let me share with you why it is a no. One, it's the photo. You do not want to put a photo where it shows a hint of leisure, casual. You want to make sure your face is clear, and it's not a photo where you took when you're on a holiday, because it sends a different message to the company or the hiring manager, or also the recruiter. That's one, the photo. This second one is, if you see here the experience, what this guy did is only the position. He only included the position title, system architect, application support analyst. So what happened here is, like, I can't understand further on the projects or the skills that this person have. So for me to pick up my phone and ask that questions is going to be too much, because usually, right, when a recruiter want to find a person, want to find candidates for a job, right, they would need to spend at least minimum 20 minutes on the phone with one person. And we don't want to spend that 20 minutes on candidate that we know don't have the skills that we want, or we are not sure of. We want to spend this 20 minutes on candidates who we know fit the role that we're trying to fill in. So it's very important that, if you put in your position title, you put in some skills or projects or achievements that you have done in the past. Here is an example, and this is an example of a good LinkedIn profile. Okay, one, the photo is clear. I can see the face. So if I meet this person online, if this candidate come to see me in the office, I know who to expect. Second, based on the experience here, I know if this candidate is the candidate that I am trying to hire. Okay, so for recruiters like myself, right, we use something that we call Boolean search. So what we do, we will go on LinkedIn, or we will go on JobStreet, all the job portals, or even on Google. We will write in the position and the skills that we want to hire for. So what we will do, we will, let's say I want to hire for a system analyst, or let's say no, software engineer. So I'll just put software engineer, and I will put and software engineer, and Java, and then and senior, and SQL, and.NET. So I will put in all the requirements that my hiring manager have given me in the search, in the Google search. So when I do that, automatically it will pull out all the LinkedIn profile. And I will look at this profile one by one. So if your profile looks like this, most probably your profile will be at page 10, page 20. But if your profile look like this, and this is what I'm trying to hire for, right? These are the skills that I need to hire, then your profile will be on the first page. So that will also increase your probability of being hired by putting in the right skills and keywords that the hiring manager wants. Okay, and if you are a senior person, let's say you are a head and you are trying to break that ceiling to go further in your career, it's important that you put in your achievements and the impact, highlight the impact that you have done in your previous company. And if you can, if there is some space in your LinkedIn profile, you can also put in a little bit more about the company. Okay, so you can do something like this. You can do something like this. Put in very little, 1 to 3 bullet points, what you did, and this will increase your chances as well. Okay, I have another question for you guys. Based on these profiles, right? This Carl Fisher profile, and then this simple profile, resume, sorry, this simple resume and this attractive resume, which resume do you think will stand out to hiring manager and recruiters? The one on the right, this one?
I think the basic one.
Left. Which one is right?
Yeah.
This is right, this is left, right? Right and left. Okay.
The left one. The left one.
Left one. Yes, correct. The left one. This resume is the best. And let me explain to you why. When we apply for a job on careers page, this our resume is handled by an ATS, applicant tracking system. So like I said earlier, the system, the ATS, will match the CV to the job description that the hiring manager have prepared. So let's say in the job description that the hiring manager prepared, there is the word coding repeated 5 times. And then there's also the word framework. And then there's .NET, Java mentioned in the JD. If your resume have that words, then it will match your resume and also the JD in the sense that it will put your resume at the very top. So it will put, for us at the back end, we will receive a list, an Excel spreadsheet that says, okay, candidate A, 100% match. Candidate B, 95% match. Candidate C, 75. And then if you use a CV that has photos, that have graphs, your CV will be at the bottom. And that's when it will put over there 25% match, 30% match. And to be honest, once your CV is listed that way, most probably the hiring manager and the recruiter will not look at your profile, especially if there is over 200 applicant for one position. So it's extremely important that you match your CV to the JD. Now, your resume needs to be available in document format and PDF format, right? I would recommend if you submit profiles, if you submit your resume on job portal, submit it in document format. You don't have to change it into PDF. Because sometimes some of the ATS system, they cannot detect the words on the PDF. So when that happens, then your resume will be at the bottom. So you want to make sure your resume is at the top, okay? And second, it shouldn't be more than 2 pages because the hiring managers and the recruiters very hardly look at the third page. They will just look at the first top here. And yeah, we'll just look at the top here. And please start from most recent employment to older job engagement. If you have projects, let's say you have never worked before, right? Because I understand maybe it's hard for you to get work here in Malaysia. You just graduated and you know it's difficult for you to get work. However, you were active in a university. You were maybe a treasurer in certain club, or if you have participated in some competition and you won, you want to put it over here. And you want to highlight it in a manner where the achievement is clear. If you can see this resume here, right? It says here, manage cross-functional team of 10 in 3 locations. And then it says here also grew office revenue by 200%. So it's important that we put in clear, tangible achievements in number form, if possible. I know for some position, it's hard for you to put in, it's hard for you to translate your achievements into numbers. But what we can do, we can always recall our responsibility, our job, our function to the business. Let's say your work as I'm not okay. Let's say myself. I'm a recruiter, right? I have supported the technology department by ensuring that my hiring is done in 15 days, so that there's no hiccups, there's no challenges in the operations of the technology department. And with my achievements, I have supported the business I have supported the tech team to increase the profitability by 20%. You know, always connect your achievement, what you did to numbers. So if you can do that, that would be very good. Okay. Yeah, like I said here, highlight achievements, projects instead of responsibilities. And indicate clearly career objective. So what is missing over here is the career objective. So most most good CV resume would have career objective at the top here. Yeah. So what does career objective looks like? It is basically very short sentences that stated your goal. So let's say I want to work in the banking line. Now I'm working in insurance line. I want to move to the banking line. So I will put over there experienced recruiter, experienced 13 years recruiter, looking for next challenges within the financial industry, adapt in project management, employer branding. Then you can just list down your skills over there. Very short, very compact, but clear to the hiring manager and the recruiter when they see your profile. Okay. All right. So career fairs, job search platforms and tools. There are few types of job search platforms, right? There are job portals, company career pages, and recruitment agencies platform. So it's important that we put our resume. So earlier we already create our doc resume, right? It's important that we put our resume and in all of these portals. And then we can begin, applying for jobs. And when we apply for jobs, we include it in the tracker that we have prepared because we are treating it as a project, right? So we put it in there. And then the next thing, what we want to do is we want to set up job alert. So in all of these job portals, you can set up job alerts. So, once a week, every few other days, you can check the notification and see if there is a new job that fit your profile that you can apply for. Recruiters, when do we look at CVs? We look at CVs the first 3 to 5 days. So if there is let's say today I advertise a job on LinkedIn or maybe on Hiredly today, this Friday night, right? I will look at the CV tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I will look at the job portals these 3 days. Unfortunately for recruiters, there's no different for us if we work on Monday or on a Sunday, because the life of recruiters is that we need to be flexible and find and what do you call it, and speak to candidates according to their free time. So you don't have this mindset that, hey, I can only apply on Monday to Friday. No, apply when you can, when you want. And if you want to reach out to recruiters on Saturday, Sunday, go ahead. Yeah. So for us, it's the first 3 days that we will look at the profiles. And if we see profiles that we think fit the job that we want to hire for, we will call the candidate. If we don't call, we will send a WhatsApp. So if you see a WhatsApp message coming in and you're not sure, you can always reply back. Do not treat it like a scam. Maybe it is a scam, but what I would recommend is reply to it. Find out first if it's a scam. If it's asking you for money, then yeah, 100% it's a scam. But if it's not, if it's asking you for your profile, you can go ahead and then, and engage with that recruiter. Recruiters, sometimes the preferred method of engaging candidates is WhatsApp, SMS, email sometimes, but very hardly, to be honest, LinkedIn message as well. So always check your LinkedIn inbox. Okay. So yeah, set up job alerts. And then of course, go to career fairs. The thing about career fairs is it is beneficial for fresh grads. It is not so much beneficial for experienced hire. Yeah, because career fairs, the main objective of companies going to career fairs is for employer branding, for us to put our name out there, for us to show to our target audience, who are the candidates who are looking for work, that hey, there is company called Twin Protect, called Cognizant out there, and our business is in software, what do you call it? Software outsourcing, or in insurance, and we are looking for people. Sometimes, to be honest with you, it's very hardly that recruiters go through the profiles in career fairs. That's the truth. But like I said, it can be beneficial. It is actually very beneficial to fresh grads. Okay, so these are few important job portals. So the first way on how we can apply for work, right? We can just put in Google here. On Google, you can just put in the jobs that you want to hire. Let's say you are I know software engineer. So you just put a software engineer vacancy in Kuala Lumpur. So what will happen? It will pull out all of these advertisement, and then you can start applying for here. This usually will bring you to the company's careers page. Yeah. So number one, I would definitely recommend using Google. Second, of course, LinkedIn. Third, if you are within e-commerce, tech, finance, Highly is very good. JobStreet is good for FMCG, FMB, and engineering line. JobStreet. Mau Kerja is good for FMB as well. If you're looking for freelance work, sometimes you can find on Mau Kerja. Indeed, fresh grad role and also internship you can find over here. Now, Ambition. Ambition is a recruitment firm. Besides Ambition, there is Hayes, there is Monroe. Who else? There's Randstad. There's a lot of recruitment firms now. Based in Malaysia and also based outside of Malaysia, Singapore, India, where else? Indonesia. I would recommend you to put your profiles in all of this recruitment agency. So you want to create an online presence everywhere so that people can reach out to you. And of course, make sure you put a phone number that can be reachable. Okay. Okay, so if you're in tech space, right? Don't think that you should only put your profile in Malaysian recruitment agency platform. You should also put your profile in Indian recruitment agency, because currently they are really controlling the recruitment market. A lot of companies in Malaysia engage with agencies from India because the recruitment fee is cheaper than the ones in Malaysia. But the profiles that we receive, the quality of the profiles is the same. In India, Malaysia, Indonesia, it's the same. So put your profiles everywhere out there. Okay. Now, Upwork and Fiverr. Work. Sometimes, like I said, it's hard to get, but do not let it stop you to find employment. You can put your services in Fiverr, in Upwork, and start offering things that you can, services that you can offer. If you're good in creative design, go ahead. UI UX, go ahead, put over there. If you're a finance person and you want to do a basic bookkeeping, put over there. Anything that you think you can, any service that you think you can do, just put it on all these profiles, this Upwork and Fiverr, and you never know who's going to reach out to you. Okay. Sometimes, to be honest, for us recruiters, if you have to hire so many roles and we need someone to help us with admin work, we go on Fiverr, on Upwork to find assistants to help us. So this can be a good way for you as well. Right. Okay, so upcoming career fairs. Soon there'll be my star job, Graduate Aspire. Graduate Aspire, even though it's actually for Malaysian, but if you're a fresh grad, If you're in your final year, and if you have 1 year experience, 1 year working experience, go ahead and just go to the career fairs, drop your CV there. Just because it says it's for Malaysian doesn't mean you shouldn't go. I would recommend you to go. Patah Malaysian Tourism Career Fair is an interesting one, because this is for tourism industry. So if you are in F&B, if you are in hotel line, you should go. Yeah. Even if you are a UN card holder, I would recommend you go to this career fair and see what kind of role you can get over there. This is an interesting one. This is for tech talents who want to work in Hong Kong. As you know, Hong Kong, Singapore, these are the emerging market now, and they are hiring a lot because a lot of investments are coming in from Europe, from US, and even Middle East, right? So this is where you want to also show some presence. Again, even if it says Malaysian tech talent, go ahead, because you know, you never know where you can get opportunities, right? Okay, this is for fresh grads and students, mega career fair, and the same as MCTF. So these are targeting fresh grads here, targeting fresh grads. These two up here. This is F&B, a hotel line, and this is for tech talents, including experience high as well. You can go to this one. You can take a screenshot after this. If you want to go to Google to find out where the location is, you can go ahead and do that. All right. Okay. Networking online. Social media is very, very important for job searching. And with social media, we can connect with industry professionals. Like I said earlier, the recruiters, the hiring managers, the CEO, the GM, who are of the companies where we want to work at. And when we do networking, we want to build relationship with recruiters and hiring managers. Meaning, don't send them one message and be quiet. You know, try to build rapport, build a professional relationship with them, because trust me, they will remember you. And then when they have roles that fit you, or some other candidates that you know that they know, they will prioritize those that they have relationship with. Okay. Okay. So this is an example on how we can send a connection request, how we can build relationship with recruiters on LinkedIn, also with hiring managers. Okay, so this is just a draft that I did. You can use this if you want. You can take a screenshot and you can just change the name and the expertise. You can change your name here. You can change your expertise here, the industry here, and the name of company here. Okay, so when you write the message, you want to make sure the message looks simple. It's not too formal. It's 2023. Nobody's speak formal anymore. You need to sound casual, relaxed. That's a trend now. And you don't want to send a very long 3 paragraphs or 500 words message. Okay, you can just keep it very simple. Hi Robert, my name is Nurul, and I work here within the financial industry space. You know, I came across an advertisement. Let's say you saw, I mean, you go on Tesla page, right? And you find out that, okay, Tesla is hiring. for recruiter, and you want to work in Tesla. It's your dream job to work for Tesla, right? And you are in the HR space. So first you apply in the careers page itself on the website, and second you go on LinkedIn, you go find the name of the recruiter, the person in charge of recruitment for HR. And then if you want to go reach out to the CEO, you go ahead and reach out to the CEO as well. Okay, so you just change the name. Let's say I want to work for Tesla. So I will send this message to maybe 5 people: Robert, Susan, I don't know, Muhammad, and everyone that I know who can look at my profile and perhaps, you know, give me a call and then take me further in the hiring process. Always leave the message, always leave in a good note. So I like to put like this, you know, hope you don't find this message intruding, because, you know, I never speak to Robert before. Robert doesn't know me, and I want him to receive my message in a good way. So I just, okay, Robert, you know, I hope you don't find this message intruding. No, just like that. And of course, always attach your resume. And once you have done this, like I said earlier, update your project tracker, so you can always follow up. Okay, so when is the best time to follow up? You can follow up after 2 weeks, right? And when you follow up, you just again send a very simple message. Hi Robert, hope you had a chance to look at my profile. Please let me know if you need any more if you need any additional information. Nurul, can just do like that. It's normal, even for us recruiters, when we want to hire for one position, right? We need to send messages to, I think, to 100, minimum 100 to 200 people on LinkedIn. So I will be doing, what we do is we do this kind of message as well, but instead of being a candidate who's looking for work, we will write it in a manner of a recruiter looking for candidate, and we will send message to 100 to 200 candidates, and only 15% of these 200 profiles will respond to me, recruiter, who's trying to find people, right? So when you send this kind of message, sometimes you don't get response. It's okay. Don't worry about it. As long as you put in your effort, it's okay. Don't let it demotivate you, demoralize you. You just go ahead and do it. When we search for work, we cannot look at each position with too much hope. I would recommend treating it as a number and as a project. If you apply for one job, right? Let's say you want to work and you only apply for one job, the chances of you not getting that job is, I would say, 100%. Yeah. Even if you apply to 20 jobs, perhaps only 2 or 3 people will respond to you. So it's extremely important that you apply to a lot of jobs, one, and when you apply to these jobs, you customize each of the application and treat this like a project. Yes, it is a lot of work. Job searching is not easy. It is time consuming. It's emotionally tiring, but unfortunately, it's something that we have to do if we want to be employed. All right. Okay, so nailing interviews. So let's say we have done everything. We've submitted our profiles, we spoke to the hiring manager, the recruiter, and now we got a call, right? We got a message saying, hey, I want to speak to you for 20 minutes next Monday. Okay. Most probably, they're going to ask you these questions. Actually, not most probably. Definitely, they will ask you this question. The most important question is tell me about yourself. Okay. And then they will ask you questions as what are your career goals? Maybe they won't ask you what is your career goal. They will ask you where do you see yourself in 2-3 years? What kind of role are you looking for? What kind of work do you like to do? You know, these are the questions that is in line, that's similar to this. And sometimes they will ask you what is your strength, what is your weaknesses, and then most of the time they will ask you to explain a situation to them. Tell me about the time. Okay, so all of these questions, they are not tricky questions, but they are questions that we need to take very seriously, because these questions, when they ask us and then when we tell them our answers, they will be taking notes. They'll be writing down their, as the candidates speak, the recruiter will key in all the information that the candidates says. And this is what the script that the recruiter prepared will be representing the candidate to the hiring manager. Okay. Or this is the script that the hiring manager will look at when they want to evaluate who is the best hire among 5 candidates that the hiring manager just spoke to. So you want to make sure that you stood out among everybody that applied for the position. Okay. Okay. So what are your strengths and weaknesses? Some people, they like to think lot when they see this kind of questions, because you know, maybe some people they're scared. Okay, what if my weakness is something that the company doesn't like to hear and they will not hire me? Okay, so you shouldn't look at it like that, because when a company asks questions about weakness, they don't want to see the weakness so much. They want to see how you overcome your weakness. What are you candidate, what are we candidates are trying to do to improve ourselves in the area where we are weak at? Okay, so let's say you are a person who like to maybe let's say your weakness is you like to please people, in the sense that you know, you like to do what your stakeholders want you to do, because you don't like to deal with conflicts. Okay, so what you wanna say is that one of my weakness is conflict management. I tend to shy away from giving my opinion to the stakeholders when we have discussion, and I tend to allow the stakeholders to define how the project goes, even though sometimes when I think it is not appropriate. However, now I'm trying to work on it. Sometimes I would write an email after a discussion to the stakeholders to give my opinion and explain to the hiring manager, explain to the stakeholders why I think their suggestions is not the best. You know, you can just say like that. Again, it's the same for the strength. The strength is not that difficult, because you can always say, you know, the things that you are good at. If you're good at project management, if you are good at some work integration, you can always say that. What I'm trying to say is strength, it's easier compared to weaknesses. Let's say you want to say that you are good at leadership skills, right? Or community. Okay, let's start with leadership skills. Okay, so what we can say is that one of the area where I believe I'm strong at is leadership. Let me share with you a scenario where I implement my leadership skills. So last week, we had a team discussion where we had a conflict within the team members in the best way of resolving the situation. So you can use this method to answer the question of what are your strengths. So you just explain, you just share first what is your strength, and then you give an example of what happened in the past. Please do not use the words I would, I should, I believe, I think. Okay, so let's say maybe sometimes the hiring manager will ask you, do you know how to do, I don't know, cloud architecture? Yeah, I know, you can do it like this, like this, like this. No, you don't want to answer it in the sense that you did not show what you have done. Always answer in a way that that you have done it in the past, and give example what you did. If you can include the achievement or the impact of what you have done, even better. Okay. Tell me about the time. So tell me about the time is a question where they want to know if you have everything that's needed in the JD. Usually they will also ask this kind of questions if to see if you fit the cultural fit of the company. So every company have core values. You know, maybe I don't know, let's say my company, Tune Protect, our core value is innovate, better together, teamwork, curious and bold, innovation, make things simple, simplicity, and then one more is customer obsessed, which means customer oriented. So sometimes they will ask you these kind of questions to see if you have the same values as the company. So some of questions that they will ask using this format is, can you share with me more about your leadership skill? Can you share with me more about your stakeholder management? Or they will say, tell me about a time where you have to lead a team. Tell me about a time where you have to complete a project within a short time frame. Yeah. So these are the kind of questions that they will ask. If they want to see if you are you have an entrepreneurial skill set, they will ask, tell me about a time where you have to make decisions when your supervisor cannot be contacted. Okay, so when they ask this kind of questions, you want to use the STAR format. Okay, so what is STAR format? STAR format stands for situation, S for situation, T for task, A for action, and R for result. Okay, so all of the Silicon Valley's company, they use STAR format. If you don't answer using STAR format, it's hard for them to see how good you are at your work in the past, and they had to ask too much additional questions. So it's best if you use this format. Okay. Before we look, I will share with you guys later on how to answer using STAR format. But let me also share with you first about how to answer this question. Tell me about yourself. Okay, so this question, tell me about yourself, is actually a sales pitch. This is your time to shine. This is your time to market your abilities and pitch yourself. So this is the time that you stand out from competition. Like I said, you know, for one position, a recruiter will reach out to 200 people. And out of the 200 people, maybe only 30 people will respond. And we will speak to these 30 people. And 30 people, one person will speak to 20 minutes. That is a lot of minutes. So you want to make sure that your 20 minutes the first question that they ask you, recruiter asks you, which is tell me about yourself, you nail it. Okay. So reasons behind this question. Number one, to assess your communication skill, right? Number two, to assess your suitability for the role. And then they want to hear the story behind the CV. Yes, I know we have your CV. I know it's 2 pages. I know, but I want to hear it from you. I want you to explain to me in short words, what is it? What is your CV about? And then, of course, to hear how you are different from other candidates. Okay. Now, how do we want to answer these questions? Tell me about ourselves. First, we want to make sure that we have an executive summary. So executive summary is where we say I'm looking to challenge myself further in financial industry space. Like I said, that could be your executive summary. Or maybe if you're a fresh grad, I am a graduate of a bachelor in software engineering, and I am looking to embark my career within the within the startup space or within the technology space. You can just put it like that. I am adept in project management. My strong core skills are in finance, accounting, leadership, communication. I want to put it like that, very simple. Okay. Presence. What is it you're doing right now? Okay, very simple words. So my pitch would be, I am currently talent acquisition and employee branding lead in Twin Protect, where my main responsibility is to attract Gen Z hires. Okay. In the past, I worked as the head of talent acquisition in Silicon Valley startup, where I successfully hire 500 people within 500 talents within a year. That could be the past. In the future, I'm looking to challenge myself further within the financial industry space, especially in banking line. My recent employment have given me interest to further understand the compliance and regulation of the banking industry, and I hope to learn, to challenge myself and learn further within this space. You can also say that for the future. And then that is how you connect. The last word, I'm looking forward to challenge myself within this space. So that's how you connect it. Okay, so sales pitch is very simple. It shouldn't be very long. So when a person asks you, please tell me about yourself, you want to start with the present, the past, and then the future, and how you connect it. Okay, so this is how you answer a sales pitch, and it shouldn't be more than 3 minutes. Even 3 minutes is very, very long, to be honest. Because that is the first thing that you want to say to the hiring manager and recruiter. It's just an opening. The hiring manager will definitely ask more. They will ask follow-up questions like, oh, I see that in your resume that you have done this at in the last company. Can you explain more? That's when you give more input of what you have done. Yeah, but sales pitch is very simple. It's very attractive. It's something that you can use to sell yourself. Okay. So earlier, I've mentioned questions where where the recruitment team, the hiring manager, will ask you to evaluate further if you fit the role. Okay. So this is some of the question. This is an example. So the question is, tell me about a time where you had to complete a project urgently. So basically, okay, this company want to see if a person can work within deadline. If I give you a project on Monday, you can complete it by Friday, and you won't give me any excuse. Usually that is the issues that the hiring manager have. So they will ask you a question like this, okay? So how do we answer? So we can use it like this, yeah? Oh, a few months ago, our team received a request from client to set up a new cloud infra for their rapidly growing e-commerce business. The deadline for the project was only within a few weeks, and we had to complete the project in the given timeline to make sure that client's business wouldn't suffer. So that is the situation. So basically, you just have to recall what happened in the past, and you just give you just share the situation to the hiring manager. If possible, please do not disclose your client's name. Don't disclose the project name, because it can be it could be a confidential matter to your company, so you don't want to go there as well. You don't want to share too much information. Just give the situation very general. And then you can say, oh, as the lead cloud engineer, my task was to design and implement the cloud infra for the client. So I was responsible to create virtual machines, configure a storage, set up load balancers to make sure high availability and scalability for client's website. So this is the task. You already said, share the situation. Now you want to share the task. What you do, your task. What is your task? What was your task for that project? Okay. And then action. You want to share the action that you took to make sure you complete the project within timeline. So the action is very important, because it will show to the hiring manager, oh, this is how I think, this is how I implement my critical thinking skill, and this is how this is how I can be independent in my job. Okay, so you can say, oh, to make sure we complete the project within timeline, we assemble a team of 3 experienced engineers to work on the project with me. We started with breaking down the project into smaller milestones and set up daily progress meeting to track progress. To make sure we move faster, I suggested that we use infra as code to automate the deployment of the cloud infra. So you can just share the action. Okay, so action and task is different. Task is what is your responsibility, what was your job in that project, and action is what did you do, the implementation that you took for that project. Okay, and result is extremely important, because it shows impact. It shows the success of your implementation, the success of what you've done. Yeah. Thanks to our team's hard work, we were able to complete the project within the deadline. So the client was very happy with the result, and their website experienced 0 downtime during the migration. So you can, in the result here, you can, don't just say, okay, we were able to complete within the given timeline. You want to share more, give more. You want to show that because of my ability to think critically, to my ability to manage this project, there were a lot of good things that happened to it, happen with it. So you just want to share more here. Okay, so this is how you answer questions, situational questions, using a star format. This is definitely better than answering these questions using the words like I would, I should, because sometimes they will ask you, maybe they will not ask you like this, exactly like this. They will ask you, do you think you can complete a project within timeline? Maybe they will ask like that. Do you think you can complete a project within timeline? Can you complete project within timeline? You can say, yes, definitely. Let me share with you a time when I successfully complete a project within 2 days, 3 days. you want to bring it back to, you want to bring you want to walk the recruiter, the hiring manager, to the things that you have done in the past. Okay. All right. We have completed everything. Within, let me see. Oh, we still have 7 minutes left. Do you guys have any questions?
Perfect timing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so thank you very much. Now I know why I don't get many responses on LinkedIn and why I never find a job on LinkedIn. I think I should go back and update my resume.
Yes, that's
Anyway, I think I want to highlight few points. There was one question at the beginning.
okay.
How about an experienced people? Like, to me, you have especially for the Yemeni community, we are trying so hard to uplift our community, to enable them, and to try to mentor and try to create an environment so that they can do have more experience. So we have in each university we have Yemeni association. So for students, it's good chance for you to participate in this volunteer jobs as a developer or as a designer. This community has a lot of events, so you can help them design their event, design their brochure. So this is how you can practice, and this is how we can improve our skills within the community. It doesn't have to be the Yemeni community. There are a lot of clubs, so they can participate. There was one thing about the hackathon. I think you have it in another slide. Um, these kind of activities can give, especially in the leadership side, they can help them improve their leadership. So this is things I wanted to highlight. If you have something on this regard as well, yeah, please do share.
Yes, definitely. We right now we are hiring for interns. So, if you are currently looking for internship, please feel free to reach out to me. We are looking for interns. We're looking for 35 interns right now. When we even hire for interns and fresh grad, we understand sometimes you cannot put much on your CV. This is where your voluntary work come in, and also all the university activities come in. You want to put this in your resume, and you want to put it in the section where let me see if I can pull it back. You want to put it in the work experience section. So what you can do, let's say you were a treasurer in a drama club in your university, and you can put over here treasurer, drama club, Asia Pacific University, and then you can write down what you've done, how long you were the treasurer. And then let's say you've joined some competition, right? You want to put in the competition, especially competition where you win. You want to put it over there. Let's say it's a hackathon, low code hackathon by Google. Just put over there. And then if you what you did, you want to also write it over there. So treat that as work experience. And what we recruiters search for these days are people who have strong independency, someone who can work alone, because now everyone is working from home, everyone is working hybridly. Also someone who's very resourceful, meaning someone who can solve problems, and someone who's very entrepreneurial. So for me personally, what I like to ask students, fresh grads, is that, do you sell anything on Shopee? Do you sell anything on Lazada? Do you have do you sell anything on TikTok? How many followers do you have on your social media, and what are the awareness that you are trying to promote in your social media? So these are the things that I like to ask, because these questions can show if a person is entrepreneurial or not. And entrepreneurial skill is a very, very scarce and important skills, because not many people have it, and because with the way we are working right now, with hybrid way of work, everything is online. Sometimes, you know, you have to, let's say your manager asks you to do to source some vendor for certain project, and then, you know, and you are able to do more than what your manager asks you to do. So that is very important. And by asking these questions, by showing that you are active in certain organization and you hold certain positions, or by showing that you are active on e-commerce platform, this shows that, you know, okay, you have begun to work in this area, and the chances of you being hired is higher, and definitely you will stand out more than other graduates.
Hello.
Anyone to ask any question, or we can go
Yes,
straight away?
I have
We
a
don't have
question.
much time left, and I don't want
Hey,
to.
can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you.
First, I would like to thank you for your nice explanation. And I have just a small question. Shall I write a description about myself at the top of the resume that lists down my objectives, skills, and interests? Is it important to put this introduction?
Skills, what do you say? Some skills, interests, and what?
I just like introduction that lists my goals, my skills, and also my interests.
Yeah.
On the top of the CV, he meant, like
at the top of the CV, is
Yes.
it?
Resume, yes.
Okay.
True. Yes, at the top of the CV. Resume.
Skills is important. Skills is important. Where you want to go is important. Okay, so let me pull it out.
Because I can see the resume that you just show us, it doesn't have any introduction.
Yeah, it doesn't have. There's some resume that do have, but yeah, I couldn't show it to you because, you know, resume is a bit too confidential to show. But you know what? Let me show you my personal resume.
You can share mine as an experiment, right?
No, I can't show yours.
And then you can evaluate it.
Okay, let me pull here my resume. Okay, so this here is how you this is the objective that you want to put. So you want to put your experience, right? Your experience and your skills. So skills, I just put here strong project management skills, very simple, like this. Okay, so when you prepare this resume, right, you want to make sure it match to the job that you want to hire. So let's say you're a fresh grad. So you can go to many directions. You can go into I don't know, if you are a tech fresh grad, you can go into software engineering, you can go into QA, you can go into DevOps, or maybe system analyst, pre-sales, technical pre-sales, many things. So you want to make sure this is added to the job that you want to apply for. Like I said earlier, just now, there is no one resume that fits all. So let's say that job, job A is DevOps. Then you put over there, a fresh grad in looking for employment within the DevOps space, like that. Strong skill sets in, you want to highlight your DevOps skill sets over there. If it's and then let's say you want to apply for technical skills, technical sales, you say fresh grads in looking for employment within within technical sales, strong entrepreneurial marketing communication skills, like that. Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you so much.
Okay.
So if no one there, so I think you can just go through to the chat, very fast one, and we can end our sessions. You don't have to answer in details, just
Okay.
thank you, Nurul.
Okay. You want me to go through this?
Is it right to put my freelance experience on my resume because the company will think that I have another work and maybe not
Oh, okay.
because
Which one?
yeah, that's
Let me see. I can't find that question. Where?
yeah. Is it? I would say
Yes, just put it. Freelance, it's okay. I mean, of course, you want to make sure that even though you work 9 to if you have a full-time job and you have a freelance job, before you put that freelance job in your resume, you want to make sure that you do your best at fulfilling your responsibility at your 9 to 5 job.
correct.
Okay. There are some people, I have seen this myself, right? Where an employee have 2 9 to 5 job. If you hold a 2 9 to 5 job and your performance is extremely poor or not good, right? If the company find out, you will be fired and you will lose job at both companies. So you want to make sure you don't do that. But if it's just a freelancing, it's okay. You can you have one full-time job, one freelance, you can put it. The company cannot stop you from engaging a freelance work if you fulfill your responsibility as an employee. If, for example, you know, you work and then the hiring man, your manager try to find you from 10 o'clock until 2 p.m. They cannot find you, or from 10 o'clock until 11:30, you don't reply to the message, then I won't recommend you to put your freelance job in your CV. So what I'm trying to say is you have to be sensible.
Yeah, and be also aware of the rules and country rules because visa sometimes restrict dual jobs. Anyway, yeah. So one said, is it important to have the recommendation letters in our?
No.
Not
No,
important.
it's not important because the company will do reference check, so it's not important.
Another one has two different scales, accountant and designer. Should they put different CV on the LinkedIn or? But I think this has been answered on the during the session. Make your CV directed to the job you are applying to.
Yeah, so I would say yes, you would need two different account. No profile photo. Yeah, no profile photo means you're not active, means the recruitment team will think, oh, if I reach out to you, most probably you will not reply because you're not active. So they
Another
won't
one,
reach out to you.
another one has no degree, but he is very skillful in IT and all, and he's want an experience to get a job. This is this is important because when it comes to the visa, that's a problem, Nurul. So
yeah, okay.
So the company has no issue to hire skillful people, but it has an issue when it goes to the immigrations. And immigration, they need some certificate to even sometime English certificate or any certificate. I'm not sure, but they need a certificate for the visa. And yes, it's important to have a certificate.
Yeah. Thank you for highlighting that. I didn't consider that. Yeah, if you're a local, you don't have a degree, it's fine because to be honest, now there are also 14, 15 years old who have started working within the tech space. Yeah, so perhaps what you can do if you don't have certificates, then I would say definitely offering freelancers services, that would definitely work. And what you can do is just reach out to the company and offer your service to the company and get them to pay using deal.
Yes.
Deal. So deal Deal is actually a payroll services where it will cover all the legality of the hiring. So the company will not be fined, will not be summoned if there is any visa issue. I would recommend you to look for it, DEEL. Okay, and yeah, you can definitely work, offer your services. You can work as a contractor via Deal, and if you work as a contractor, and if you go through vendor, as in like, you know, recruitment agencies that send your profile to that outsource your profile to the companies, right? They won't look so much at your certificate, because they will pay you how to say this in a professional way. They will pay you. You will still get paid, but unfortunately you won't have the employment visa lah. But
Okay.
the contract is there.
Yes, true. There is an interesting question from Samar. I am an interior designer, fresh graduate, all the experience. I have internship period, but interior design need experience to give my service. I can freelance, even though I have personal project in my portfolio links, but maybe it's not enough when I apply for a job. Interestingly, Samar, Nurul has been asking me if I know someone with interior design skills. So I think it comes to a point that it's very important to have network, to have connections.
Yes.
Definitely you will have someone need your service. Definitely you will have someone that requires your service. I'm not sure if Nurul still has the vacancy for interior designer. Maybe she can help you help you give idea on in the interior designs. So yeah,
feel free to share me your profile. One way on how to get a job, which I did not share earlier, is through internship. Sometimes even though you have graduated and you cannot find employment for various reasons, don't be shy to go for another internship. You will still get allowance. Maybe I know it's not as much as a fresh grad salary, but by doing second internship, you are increasing your chances to be hired. So for example, my company, right? We are currently hiring 35 interns. And out of these 35 interns, we are looking to convert 10 people, 10 interns within all of the department. And we prefer to convert our own intern because we have groomed them, we have trained them during the internship period. So it's not, you won't be losing if you go for second internship, and especially for startups, small companies. Okay, when I say small companies, I mean startups who have applied for MSc status, not not small Sendirian Berhad company that doesn't have MSc status. Okay, so these small startups, usually they also want to convert their intern. They prefer to convert their interns, especially the long-term interns, because these interns are used to the way the operation is done. So I would recommend going for second internship. Yeah. So if you're looking for internship, feel free to ping me. We can definitely help you with that. Yeah.
I think it's an interesting topic, and we can have another session. Maybe I don't want you to keep you here all the night. Maybe your children are waiting for you, and I think we come to an end. Maybe as a practical things we can do in the group, we can share CV in the group, in the WhatsApp group. Then everyone evaluate other people CVs, or anyone experienced with CV, they can help each other. Or if anyone have a job, they can share on the group. We have a Yemeni community group and other groups. You guys can join us to have more events like this. Thank you, Nurul, for your time, and
Yeah.
we really appreciate this.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me tonight, guys. Yeah, I hope you guys yeah, keep up the spirit. You know, I know working looking for employment is not easy. It's
It's not.
tough. Don't let it break you, and just keep on moving forward. All
All right.
right.
All right. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much, guys.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. Assalamualaikum. Bye bye.
وعليكم السلام. Thank you so much.
بيتم مشاركة الفيديو والماتريال في المجموعة وفي قناة اليوتيوب إن شاء الله.